Story, The Shoemaker and the Elves. Once upon a time, a shoemaker and his wife worked hard running a small shoe store. They loved to make shoes, but there was never enough money to run the store well. One night, they had only a single scrap of leather left. It was just enough to make one last pair of shoes. "This is a dreadful situation," the shoemaker grumbled. "How will we keep our shop open?" "Let's go to bed," said the shoemaker's wife. "In the morning, we will figure out what to do." "Let me cut the leather first," the shoemaker said. So he cut the leather, laid everything on the table, and went to bed. The shoemaker woke early the next morning and went down to stitch the shoes. To his surprise, he found a beautiful pair of shoes on the table. He was wondering if his wife had finished the sewing when a customer came into the shop. She tried on the shoes. They fit perfectly. She loved them so much that she paid twice as much as the shoemaker asked. The shoemaker used the money to buy more leather. That night, he cut it, put the pieces on the table, and went to bed. The next morning, he and his wife came downstairs to stitch the shoes. They were doubly thrilled to see two new pairs. While they were examining the beautiful stitching, 3 customers entered. They argued over the 2 pairs of shoes. Finally, one customer demanded to buy them both for triple the price. Day after day, the shoemaker and his wife bought leather, cut the pieces, and put them on the table before bed. Each morning, they found magnificent shoes. They had many happy customers. One night, the shoemaker's wife said, "We must find out who stitches our shoes and give thanks. Let's stay up tonight and find out what is going on." That night, they hid in the closet. As the clock struck midnight, the window blew open and a cobweb swung in the breeze. In came a group of tiny elves. They were not more than a few inches tall and had pointy little ears. At first, the shoemaker and his wife were terrified. "What is happening?" the shoemaker panted. The shoemaker and his wife watched the elves joyfully dance around the shop. They stitched the leather, cut, trim, made soles and heels, and laced laces. Before daybreak, the elves lined up the new pairs of beautiful shoes on the table. The shoemaker asked, "How can we repay the elves?" "I have an idea," his wife said. "Did you notice that they were dressed in rags? They make such fine shoes for us, but they have none for themselves." The shoemaker and his wife made special shoes for the elves. When they finished, they put the shoes on the table. As the clock struck midnight, the elves came. They found the gifts and put them on happily. All night long they danced. Just before dawn, they ran out the window. The shoemaker and his wife never saw the elves again, but they now had enough money to live a very happy life making shoes without worry.